Does having compassion for someone means tolerating or justifying someone's bad, toxic behavior? What does compassion means? Compassion means deep understanding about someone's behavior, action, or pain from a higher perspective, not just intellectually, but in every fiber of our being. We truly understand the person. It's not an intellectual concept. It's a true realization about someone. And we are able to see them from a higher perspective. We will not see them from a limited belief system. We won't see them from our past unhealed trauma, unhealed emotional wound. Instead, we see them from a place of clarity. Which means we look at that person for whom they are, and we do not glorify or demonize them. Okay, we don't put them on a pedestal. We also do not demonize them. We can see them very clearly from a place of peace and love. Now, many people who are in a toxic relationship, dysfunctional, unhappy relationship, constantly use this word kindness and compassion to justify the other person's toxic behavior, bad behavior, negative behavior. They think compassion means fixing them. Compassion does not mean fixing the other person. We can't fix someone else. We can try to help them, but if they don't take responsibility to help themselves, we can't do anything. You are not their therapist. They have to take accountability to improve themselves, to change themselves. And most people don't do that. So that's not your job. You can have compassion for someone and still walk away from them. You can have compassion for someone and still have strong boundaries with them. Okay? Compassion also means we look at someone's behavior as a reflection of their own misery and their own insecurity, and has nothing to do with our worth or our value. If someone cheated on us, and let's say we have done deep reflection about the whole situation, if you really have true compassion, you can see that their behavior has nothing much to do with your actions. It has to do more with their own misery. It's a reflection of their own misery. It's a projection of their own misery and their own insecurity. So lots of people in this toxic relationship constantly use this kindness and compassion concept to stay in a miserable relationship, to stay in a bad friendship, to stay with some toxic family members. Why? They do it out of fear of loneliness, fear of being alone. There are a lot of people out there, they have fear of abandonment, fear of being alone, fear of being single. Hence, they decide to stay in that relationship. Or there might be some other reasons too. So they use this kindness and compassion concept to stay in that dysfunctional relationship. A true compassion doesn't come out of fear of loneliness or fear of being abandonment. A true compassion always comes from a place of encouragement, courage, love, peace. Compassion is not at the expense of your own misery. Compassion is not at the expense of your own misery. True compassion is when you have compassion for your own self first. Do you have compassion for yourself? That is true compassion. These people who are constantly justifying their loved ones or friends' negative, bad behaviors, toxic behavior in the name of kindness or compassion is not truly compassionate. They are not truly compassionate. They have their selfishness there. They have this fear of being alone, fear of abandonment. So, you can still have compassion for someone and take the right action. People who are compassionate, they are able to see clearly the other person's action, and they're able to take the right action immediately. And the right action could be walking away from the other person, having strong boundaries with the other person, or telling your needs to the other person firmly, like what I tolerate, what I don't tolerate, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, or telling the other person no assertively. So if you or someone you know misusing this compassion concept, let them know what they are doing is not compassion. That's not compassion at all. That's not kindness at all. They are just taking those actions to stay in that dysfunctional relationship out of fear. Have compassion for your own self first. Many of us giving excuses to allow the other person to treat us badly. Why are you giving excuses to allow the other person to treat you badly? You are paving a path for them to continuously mistreat you. That's not compassion. That is ignorance. That is trauma born. You are stuck in trauma born relationship. That is not true love. I'll speak about trauma bond in some other video. Okay? So again, in conclusion, what is compassion? Looking at someone's behavior from a higher perspective, deep understanding about their actions, their pain, their behavior, not just intellectually but with every fiber of our being, and looking at it from our higher perspective. And compassion usually comes from a place of courage, empowerment, peace, love, not from a place of fear of being alone, fear of being single, fear. You don't take those decisions out of fear of not getting approved or validated. Compassion also means looking at someone for who they are without glorifying or demonizing them. You don't put them on pedestal, at the same time you don't keep on demonizing them. Someone who truly compassionate, they don't waste their time justifying the other person's toxic behavior. At the same time, they don't waste time complaining about them. Okay, and last, compassion also means you're able to see the other person's action is a reflection of their own insecurity and their own ignorance and misery, and it has nothing to do with your own worth and values. Stop justifying or tolerating someone's misbehavior repeatedly in the name of compassion and kindness. Have compassion for your own self first. Compassion doesn't come at the expense of your own misery. Let me know what you think about this issue. Thank you.